Freeze here from the A-Team, and welcome to the Wolf Pack. Quick disclaimer, if you plan to try this at home, don't be like me. Do thorough research before you start taking apart your computer, because this video had me replacing my motherboard because I wasn't careful and I didn't know what was sensitive and what I could break. So be careful, okay?
I'd been thinking of opening my computer for months and decided it was time to finally do it. I went into this project with high hopes for two reasons. I'd opened it before, twice, and I'd taken an IT class that was intertwined with my game design class. It started very simple. I undo two screws on the back and the lid slides off. Filming though was not so simple. I had to stack a bunch of stuff together, as you can tell by the obvious laundry basket on the left side of the screen. Then I stuck my phone on top and held it down with a trash can. It's better than my original plan, which was to clip it to my monitor. Not only did it not work, but it could have been dangerous leaving it up there. Downside is my massive head blocks the way, and I realized this a little too late. Anyway, first step was the graphics card, which last time I worked on it,
I love the graphics card.
the reason I was recording all this, besides making a video, was I wanted to see how to put it back together in case I forgot. I highly recommend this if you've never taken apart a computer before. It makes a huge deal. Taking out the graphics card was tough, and I've seen people on forums have issues with it as well. Essentially, you undo the screws holding it to the case, then push the lever to its right and pull it out. This is the RTX 3060. It served me well in most of my gaming encounters. I don't know much about performance per dollar since it came pre-installed on my computer, but overall it's a good card. Next on my list was the RAM, which was far easier with the same process.
I have no idea what kind of memory this is.
It's DDR4 if you were wondering. My computer uses dual channel memory, so I have to put the RAM in specific slots. Would have been a nightmare if they weren't colored differently. Thanks, Asus. I bet you're starting to wonder why I'm doing this, and I assure you, it's not just because I'm curious about computers. I want a PCIe capture card, but my motherboard's too small for one, so I'm checking to see what I need to get a new one.
Oh, that's a piece of tape.
Because of this, I started unplugging the cables to see what kinds of plugs I need. The 20+4 pin cord was one of the hardest to unplug, next to the CPU power cord. Then I started taking out the back case fan. My computer doesn't have many fans, and I think it's because of how many holes there are. It's not completely concealed. After that, I started investigating this weird black stick above the graphics card slot, but it was too hard to unscrew, so I moved on to the CPU. Taking out the fan reminded me why I should change the thermal paste. You gotta be really gentle when taking out the CPU, and I think that's where I went wrong. This is a 12th gen Intel Core i12700F. That is such a mouthful. After that, I started thinking,
I wonder if I can get the motherboard out. That'd be cool.
Of course, because I'm certified insane, I proceeded to waste a bunch of time on solutions that didn't work.
That's what those screws are for. It's gonna take forever to get them out. Yeah, that's it. I'm getting a smaller screwdriver.
We had no smaller screwdrivers. I tried 3 different screwdrivers. I tried removing screws from the back of the motherboard. I tried removing another screw of the same type to confirm it was even possible. It was just a mess. The worst part was, I didn't even need to make it so complicated. I just had to not be afraid to use some force. In moderation, of course. If you look closely, one of the CPU pins is already bent. I don't know how I didn't notice. Or am I lying to myself? I know exactly how. It's because I'm crazy enough to work on the motherboard, on my lap, upside down, out of view of the camera. This only led to more pins being bent. By the time I remembered my lap was out of view of the camera, I had already removed that stick I mentioned before.
Oh. That's what's been keeping it.
Plot twist, it's the heatsink cooling my PCIe solid-state drive.
I am honestly in love with this whole process.
You're gonna live to regret it, kid. After that, my last mission was to snag the power supply, and oh my goodness, why is it so hard to move?
And I can officially say, I have gotten the power supply out. I cannot believe what I've just done. Oh, this is such an amazing experience. Now it's time to put it all together.
By the way, did you notice the rainbow on the side of the screen? It's my new book. Rainbow Elite Gaming is a saga about a group of 7 junior elite gamers who each embody a different color of the rainbow. Gamers of the World is a series where the Rainbow League competes in a world tour gaming competition, traveling the world and exploring different cultures along with their own. And Promises is the first book in that series. Principal Jane has just announced an abroad field trip to Spain, and all of the Rainbow League gamers are eligible to join the trip. But after talk about souvenirs, Clement gets the bright idea to grind YouTube, which comes with unintended side effects. Meanwhile, Johnny navigates life with an abusive rockstar mom, seeking an end to the madness, even if temporary, as she prepares for her next concert. If you like contemporary drama with a dash of outlandish action, consider getting yourself a copy of Promises. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook format. Hardcover isn't far behind, and the audiobook's currently in planning phase. Potential triggers present are child abuse and mental illness. More specific info is in the book's preview. Now let's get back to this video. I'd hoped that was where the story would end, but nope, there's more to tell. I put it back together fine. Watching the video back made it simple, if not time-consuming. But then my computer showed an orange DRAM light, which can indicate a RAM problem. Lots of research and troubleshooting later, I ruled out that possibility. So I checked the CPU, and that's when I noticed. I tried to fix the pins myself using every tactic I could find, but couldn't figure out how to do it. And it turns out, most repair shops don't even know how to do it themselves. So I had to buy a whole new motherboard, and because I didn't have enough money to get the one I wanted, I cheaped out. This one was called Tough Gaming, while the broken one is ROG, which made me anxious. On top of that, sometimes damaged motherboards can damage parts on it, which made me more anxious. But when the motherboard came, I installed it very carefully, and it worked. And it's got some features I love, like this button that makes removing the graphics card way easier. It's also bigger, which will allow me to get that capture card along with space for some new SSDs if I wanted to upgrade my storage. But it also has some drawbacks, being much slower than my previous one. It's kind of laggy with gaming, which defeats the purpose of this being a gaming PC. The fans are also louder. Not unbearable, just something I'm not used to. It's a big change, but it's hard to say I wasn't asking for it. I've been planning on getting a new motherboard anyway, I mean, that's the whole reason I did this, but I kinda hoped not to damage this one in the process. But I did, and now I have to live with the consequences, good or bad. All this tech stuff also got me upgrading my setup. I have speakers and my mic's louder now, so I don't have to turn down everything else or get close to the mic. My computer also got a little gift from its new roommate. Welcome in, the ultimate force. And the old motherboard can chill out on the desk I broke it on. Moral of the story? Computers have sensitive parts. Touch them safely.
Thanks for coming to the party! I really like making content like this, so if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Or at least like the video, because it'll magically let me know. Tune in next Saturday for more, or if you want to watch me on demand, just click the picture above me. See you next time! Bye-bye!